Hey guys, what's going on? It's Little Dan 596 here with the first ever top 10 list on this channel. This top 10 list is going to be the top 10 hardest stars to get in Super Mario 64. Now some of these stars might not actually be very difficult, but when you're like 6 or 7 or 8 years old, these stars can be extremely difficult. And back in late 90s or early 2000s, the internet was very limited, and some people, including myself, didn't actually have internet back then, so we just had to figure out what to do on our own. The only rules to this list is I'm going to have 1 star per level, and I'm going to include 1 castle secret star. Enjoy the rest of the video. The number 10 star on this list is Blast Away the Wall on WHOMP'S Fortress. This star isn't very difficult if you don't know what you're doing. I've spent hours trying to figure out how to do this star when I was younger, but when I got older, I just discovered it by blasting randomly at the wall with the cannon. It's an odd star to get and kind of difficult, like I said, if you don't know what you're doing. But most people nowadays can just look up how to do this star on the internet.
Here we go! Let's go!
Watch for rolling rocks on Hazy Maze Cave. Again, this is another star that isn't very difficult unless you actually know what you're doing. This star can be... No one would have ever guessed to do this. I have no idea how the first person ever discovered where to find this. I would have never guessed to do this as a kid. I never found the star when I was younger. I only discovered it when I got older and had internet access. I actually looked up how to do the star because I could not figure out how to do this. Nobody would have ever guessed to wall jump near the rocks to find the star.
Here we go!
Wall kicks will work on Cool Mountain. This star is just really weird to do. You have to get into a cannon, blast onto a tree without killing yourself, so this can take many tries to do. And then when you finally get to the area you need to be, I didn't even complete this star using the wall kick. I don't even know how they really intended you to complete this. Wall kicking really worked for me that much, so I found a cheaper, easier way to complete this star. I just did a backflip on the side, and I landed on the platform that was above me, and just obtained the star that way. I'm pretty sure that's how most people do this star anyways.
Here we go!
Eye to Eye in the secret room on Big Boo's Haunt. This star makes you get the invisibility cap and run through a secret wall on the top level of Big Boo's Haunt. What's really strange about this star is that I don't understand how people found out to even do this. I never figured this star out as a kid. Like I said before, I had to look this up years later to figure out how to do this star. You have to get the invisible cap, do a wall jump, and then run into the secret room where you fight a giant eyeball. The fight isn't hard at all. This star actually isn't that hard unless you are really good with wall jumps and you're really fast.
Here we go!
Mysterious mountainside on tall mountain. This star is another strange one that is really kind of hard to find. You wouldn't know it's there unless you actually paid super close attention, and you just have to run into a side of the wall that moves randomly, and like I said, it's kind of hard to figure out where it is because they don't really give you much of a hint. They just tell you that it's on the side of the mountain, but the entire map is a mountain. And then when you actually figure out where it is, it's a secret slide, and the secret slide is probably the hardest secret slide in the game, with really sharp turns and sharp corners that if you don't take at the right time, you will die.
Here we go!
Top of the town, wet dry world. I chose this star because just like the other ones with the town, it's really strange. You have to figure out how to get to the town using the cannon, which I would have never guessed to do. I always noticed the gate on the corner of the map and I always wondered how to get there. And then one day I just shot there with my cannon, or with the cannon, and I discovered the town. And finding the red coins in the town is very difficult. Getting on top of the town and doing that star is quite difficult. Basically, all of the stars that have to deal with the town are kind of difficult. They're no cakewalk. Tower of the Wing Cap. This is the one castle secret star that I'm going to be including on this list. I chose this one because it's really difficult. You can easily just go to the middle castle at the bottom of the stage and just unlock the red wing cap. But if you fly around and collect all the red coins, it's actually really difficult, because if you fly a little bit lower or you miss both the red coins, or even if you miss just one of the red coins, you basically just have to restart over because you're not going to have enough momentum to fully go through it. Stomp on the Thwomp on TikTok clock. I chose this star because navigating through TikTok clock while everything is moving can be a really big hassle, and it can be very annoying and very frustrating at times because you will die a lot. That is guaranteed. You can normally navigate through TikTok clock if you jump into the picture when the hand is on 12, and it'll stop everything. But this star requires you to go through everything while everything is moving, and it's just extremely annoying, and it's such a big hassle. The 8 red coins on the final Bowser stage. I chose this one because it's not really that hard, but the only thing that makes this hard are these 2 red coins that you would have never guessed to find. One of them requires you to change the angle of the camera, and you find it a little bit lower from the ledge, from one of the ledges, and you just have to hop down and get it, and it's on this really small platform. And then the last red coin, which was kind of a pain in the ass to get, it is hidden under the stairs right behind the warp pipe to the fight Bowser. It's hidden there, and nobody would have ever guessed to look there. I mean, I didn't guess to look there. Somewhere Over the Rainbow Ride. I chose this star because it is the last star of the game besides the 8 red coins and the Bowser stage. And I chose this because it's extremely difficult. You have to navigate through all of the platforms on these magic carpets that if you leave them for too long, they'll end up disappearing. And I chose this special mission other than the other ones that are on this stage because this one you have to get all the way to the ship that's in the sky, which is a hassle in itself. Then when you get to the ship, you have to get into a cannon from the other, on the right end of the ship. You have to get into a cannon. Once you get into the cannon, you have to blast to a pole, which you basically only have one shot to do, because if you miss that pole, you will die.